I know this is a really bad angle. I'm sorry for that. But I'm here for day 2 of the ministry assessment weekend and just want to talk about my experiences yesterday and everything that happened. This is always an amazing event to me and always something that speaks to me every time and something that I learn and grow from. And yesterday I got here. I was told to get here by 3 p.m. because my divorce barrier removal interview was going to be happening at 3:30. They wanted me here by 3 in case they were ahead of schedule. So I got here around 3 yesterday, and my pastor was already here. So I sat and talked to him, visited with him for a while. I think I was called back in the room between 3:30 and 3:45. I went in there and they told me where to sit, and they brought me some ice water, and it was a very warm and welcoming environment. It wasn't like I've been in meetings before where the environment has not been so warm and so welcoming, and so it was nice to have that. And it's a difficult thing talking about your divorce. It's not, and for most people, it's not a simple thing. There's a lot of emotions and memories connected with it. So, I'm not going to go into detail about the interview, but they were very sincere. They were very sensitive to what I was going through, to, what I've been through, and they kept saying, we're so sorry we have to do this, we're sorry we have to ask these questions, we're sorry we have to, hang on for a second, I'm going to try something here, hang on. Okay, that didn't help a whole lot. It's a little better. So, and I'm like, you don't have to apologize. It's something that has to be done. It's part of the process. I get that. But they were very sweet. They asked me some really good questions. And they prayed for me before they had sent me out of the room. They said, we're going to pray for you. And so they prayed for me. And they sent me out of the room. Or had me leave the room while they discussed my case. And they called me back in just a minute or two later and said, we have unanimously decided to approve that your divorce be removed as a barrier to your ordination, which is a huge deal. I told them that. I said, I take this very seriously. I don't take this decision lightly. I appreciate it because I know you prayed about it. And, I appreciate, the seriousness of this. And I said, thank you very much. So I left the room and went back out into the lobby, into the foyer area, and basically waited for Jonica and Jared to get there, which everybody wanted to talk to Jonica. So they got there around like 4:45 or so, 4:50, and Jonica and I just talked the entire time, from the time they got there until the time the meeting started. We went into the sanctuary, and it had a little table set up all over the room, and went in there, and Pastor Jim Bond did like a welcoming speech, and then we were told to go out the door into the foyer to get our food. They had a little like slider sandwiches, SLIDER slider sandwiches. They had ham, and they had turkey or chicken breast and cheese. And they had little packets of mayonnaise and mustard. They had potato salad. They had bags of potato chips. They had potato salad. They had coleslaw. They had baked beans. And then, of course, they had water and coffee. And I didn't see any like soda pop or drinks like that. So, we got our food and got seated and ate and visited and talked and had a good time. And then around 5:30 or 6, I think, around 5:45, the actual event started, and Pastor Jim Bond introduced, I forgot his first name, is it Scott Rainey, Rainey, introduced him, and we were sitting at one of the tables in the back of the room next to the soundboard. The problem with that was that's where the Spanish interpreter stood. So he would be talking into the microphone, repeating everything that Rainey was saying. So I had him over here in this ear, and I had the speaker over here in this ear, and with my bad hearing, it was hard for me to really pay attention to what was being said because I was hearing it in English here and Spanish over here, and so that made it a little bit tough. But anyway, he talks about the process of discipleship, how it is a journey of grace, and you have to have grace at every stage. He spoke about prevenient grace and saving grace and sanctifying grace and evangelism, and how evangelism and discipleship always go hand in hand, and how we need to be out there making contact, getting to know people, finding people we don't know, and engaging them and that kind of thing. It's really interesting and powerful. He spoke for about an hour, I think. Then we broke up into our cohort, what they call our cohort groups. And so about 10 or 15 of us were in a room, and we sat, but he talked about what was just taught to us, how to apply it in everyday life, times we may have been in situations like that, where we've done evangelism and done discipleship, and how it's gone for us, and advice we have for other people, that kind of thing. And so it was really, but I told Pastor Sam, I said, I am so tired. My fibromyalgia is starting to act up, and I'm not feeling well. I'm going to leave early. He said, that's fine. So I left after the first cohort meeting happened. They still had 2 more sessions last night that I didn't attend because I was just so tired. I was talking to Jonica at the table before we went into the sanctuary for the event to start, and talking to her, and I trying to scooch up my chair closer to the table and bam my right knee into the table like really hard. And it had a nice goose egg on it last night. It actually bled for a little bit. That same dang right knee that I was seemed to injure. So, but yeah, my knee was swollen up and it was hurting a lot, and I was not feeling good. So I left here after the first cohort session happened. I missed 2 other sessions, 2 other speakers and 2 other sessions. I missed all that. But I left and came home and went to my dad's house, and came back this morning. I'm supposed to be here by 7:30 for a breakfast for the women clergy, a special group that's meeting this morning, but I thought it started at 7. So I got here at 6:30 and found out it doesn't start till 7:30. So I'm here, I had like an hour early. So I'll just make a video and pass a little bit of time this way. So it is now 7:12. My clock's a few minutes past, probably 10 after 7. But I'm here, I'm back, I'm ready for more, and I'm really trying to, not that I didn't do it so much last time, I'm really trying to listen, because the speakers that are speaking at this event are trying to tell you, hey, these are things you need to know when you become a pastor, when you become an elder, when you become a deacon. These are things that you will need to know, need to implement, need to talk to your board about, need to know how to do on a daily basis. These are things that it's like a need-to-know thing. And so I'm trying to really pay attention, take better notes this time. I'm really be aware of what's being talked about, what's being discussed, and really being a part of the whole thing. Trying to meet new people. I got to meet Giselle. Actually, that's how you say her name or not. Giselle, I got to meet her in person last night. She came up and she said, I recognize your laugh. I'm like, yeah, that's me. And so we hugged. I said, how are you? So I'm doing good. But I talked to Giselle for a little bit, and her inseparable from Jonica. And so I have breakfast with the women clergy this morning. Then we have 2 or 3 more people speaking. After each speaker, we have our cohort time where we discuss what we just learned. And so I'm really going to try and just what's the word? Just soak it all in. Soak it all in and really pay attention, really experience everything that's happening around me, and meet new people and that kind of thing. So, but I was also told by Pastor Sam that I will have my district license interview today. But I just assumed that happened at district assembly every year. That's when the district license interviews took place. Well, according to Pastor Sam, no, they take place here today. And apparently the last session ends at noon. And the interviews will start at noon and go on till they're done. So I'm not sure where I am in that lineup, how long I have to wait after everything's over and done before I have my interview. But I'm just going to do what I did yesterday with the divorce interview and just leave it in God's hands and say, God, give me the words to say, tell me what to say and how to answer a question, what to do. So yeah, it's now 7:15, and I saw a couple cars pull up and drop these off and go park. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to go inside. But it's beautiful. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. Hang on for a sec. Okay, so there's the entrance I came in at right over there. I'm just gonna show you what I'm seeing here around me. When I got here, the sun had just barely come up. It was still pretty much pitch black, so it's nice to have the sun out now. Sorry for the big crack in my windshield, but I can't help that. That's what I'm seeing. That's what's behind me. I can't see back there. That's what's behind me, though. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's my video for the ministry assessment weekend. We'll see how day 2 goes, but day 1 was amazing. Looking forward to the breakfast with the women clergy and being encouraged because there aren't a whole lot of women in clergy now, and that's been a downward cycle for years, not cycle, but trend for years, sadly. So I'm going to try to really pay attention to what's being taught, what's being talked about, and really kind of just engage in all this and soak it all in and everything. But my knee is hurting, not too badly, but it is hurting. And of course I hurt my back. I was trying to carry too much stuff out to the car this morning, and when I put stuff off my shoulder, heated into the car, I was like, ugh. So yeah, there's a spot on my back, on the right side of my back, in the middle of my back, that just, if I even move on, just can't breathe for a second. So not feeling all that great, but I'm here ready to enjoy and learn and grow and be challenged and be motivated and learn what I need to learn to be a deacon in the church. So I will talk to you guys later on. Okay, so I'm in one of the meeting rooms in the church. We've finished all of our sessions, and right now they're having lunch. They have pizza and salad and maybe some pasta in there too. But I want to wait till after my interview to eat. I want to go and get something to eat on my way home. So I'm not eating. I'm spending the time in prayer, and in less than an hour, I'm going to be interviewed by a room full of pastors who will be testing to see whether they want to approve me for my first district license, which is a very big deal in the church. And it's something I've worked for, and hang on for a second, I'll be right back. This is something I've been working toward and knew was coming and knew would happen, and have read about it and studied it and tried to prepare myself. But now the day is here. It's less than an hour away, depending upon how long it takes them to eat. But it's going to be, I would say, at least 5 to 9 different pastors in one room, all of them looking at me. And they're going to have to determine whether they feel like I should be approved for a district license, whether my answers or what they're wanting, that kind of thing. And this is a very big deal for me. And this is something that I take very seriously, and am approaching it with the seriousness I believe it deserves. And they're all in there having lunch. They have pizza, they have salad, they may have pasta. I'm not sure what they have in there. They have cookies, they have, food. Right now, everyone's eating lunch. and interviews will start happening after lunch. And I know apparently each mission area does their own interviewing. So it's a thing where I will be interviewed by the pastors in my mission area. So pastors like in Newton, not Newton, but like Winfield and Mulvane and like that. So, but it's just it's a very serious situation, and it's something that I'm taking seriously, and I'm sure all the other ordinands who are going to be interviewed are eating lunch and talking and laughing, having a great time, playing on their phones. But for me, I'm like, this is something that's serious. When I finish with this interview, as far as I know, I get to go home. I'll be done. I can pack up my stuff, I can go home. So, yeah. I'm not trying not to be nervous, but yet be aware of the seriousness of what's about to happen and kind of be sensitive to that. So I'm going to go ahead and go. I will talk to you guys after. Hey guys, okay, so I'm back home now. It's been almost a full, over half a day since I've made a video for this. So I made a video for this video. The interview for my district license went very well. They asked me a lot of really good questions, and Pastor Sam mentioned my various responsibilities in the church and how I've been doing a great job with those things, and how I'm good at filling in his pulpit when he's not able to be there, or when he just needs a Sunday off. And they asked me what my goals were, and I said I don't really know yet. God's telling me to be faithful in what he's given me to do for now, and he'll reveal to me when the time comes what it is I'm supposed to do. So it's always a bit intimidating when you have a room full of pastors looking at you and asking you questions. You don't want to mess up and say the wrong thing. And, so I feel like I did the best I could do. I looking back, you always see how you can do something different or do something better. But I feel like I did okay. They had me leave the room. And I was like, okay, am I done? Am I able to go home now, or do I wait for them to come back out? And they came back out after a few minutes and said, we unanimously are approving you for district license. And that was huge. The one question I was so worried about answering was about entire sanctification and my beliefs on that, and asking me about my beliefs and various things in the church, and I know how I would have answered those questions, but I was hoping not to be asked them, and I wasn't. So anyway, but yeah, it went well, and I've been approved for my district license, which should be mailed out to my pastor from the district office in a few weeks, and I'll probably be presented with it on a Sunday morning during a worship service. And so, it went well. And the problem was, and I shouldn't put this on this video, but I'm going to. The problem was, I came out of the room when they were talking about whether or not to approve me. I came out of the room, sitting in the foyer of the church. And I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and get my keys out so I have them ready to go. So I unzipped my purse, and I opened it up, and I was going through my stuff. I'm like, I don't have my keys. I just assumed I put them inside my purse, because I always do. I clipped them onto the handle of my purse, or I'll put them inside my purse and zip my purse shut. They were not my purse. So I'm like panicked and worried and trying to stay calm. I told Angie Mikey and Leah Rankin my keys were missing, and they said nothing had been turned into them. They hadn't seen them anywhere. I went to the bathroom. I checked every stall. I checked by the sinks, and I also checked the couches in the front part of the bathroom. I checked those, checked around and flipped around the cushions, didn't feel them. Went in the sanctuary, looked at where I've been sitting, today, and there was no keys on the floor. So I told Jonica, I said, my keys are missing. I can't find them. Just look around. If you happen to see them, let me know. And so one of the people said to ask, I think it was Angie Mike or somebody said ask Tim. I can't remember his last name. But ask Tim because he is helping out around the church today. So I told Tim said I've not seen him. I've not had anybody turn any keys in. I haven't seen you laying around. If I do, I'll let you know. I was like, okay. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So I texted Greg, and my friend Greg from our church, and I said, I can't find my keys. And he said, go check your car. Well, to me, that thought was ridiculous because, number one, I always lock my car. Unless I'm in the car is locked. Number two, I always make sure I have my keys in my hand before I lock the door. Always. There are two constants in my life. I always lock my car up unless I'm in the car. Number two, I always make sure I have the keys in my hand before I lock the door. Okay? He said, you should go out and check your car. So I told, it got me attention of Kristen, I think her name is. She was in charge of the women's clergy breakfast this morning that we had. And I told her what would happen, told her I checked the bathroom, I checked all the stalls, I checked, the front part of the bathroom where the couches are, I had checked the sanctuary, everywhere I've been, place I've been sitting, I checked, the foyer area, I checked with Leah and with Angie, and there are no insurance keys in, there are no keys laying around. And she said, well, how about, have you checked your car yet? And I said, well, I'm just heading out to do that. She said, okay. So, walking out to the car, I'm like, this makes no sense to me because I always lock my car up when I leave it, and I always make sure I have my keys in my hand before I lock my car. And she's like, I understand. I totally understand. When I was in the car, she got to the car first before I did, and looked in the window, and my keys were in the ignition of my car. In the ignition of my car. And the door was locked. I think it is. Now looking back, I don't know if it was or not. She said, okay, we know where your keys are, we know they're safe. I can get a couple guys to come out and try to help you get your car unlocked. I'm like, great, fantastic. So she went and got a couple guys who came back here, and they said, well, we'll see what we can do. We can't promise anything, we'll see what we can do. I'm like, okay. They went out to the car, my back door was unlocked. The back passenger door of my car was unlocked. And my keys were in the ignition along with all my stuff that I brought from my family member's house. And so, man, I felt so embarrassed and so stupid. I was panicking all of a sudden about my keys, and they were in my car, in the ignition, and the back door was unlocked. So when they came out and told me, hey, we voted unanimously to approve you for your license, my thought was, where the heck are my keys? I can't find my keys. And so I feel bad because I didn't have probably what was to be the expected reaction. Oh my gosh, really? Oh, thank you. I mean, and have that, that profuse thank you thing. I wasn't like overly grateful. I was just like, that's nice, but I found my keys. Nothing ever goes normal for me, but yeah. So, but I found my keys. They were in ignition. The guy was able to get in my back passenger door, but it was unlocked somehow, and I was able to get all the doors unlocked, and I was able to get my keys. And so I told the guy, I showed her my keys, so I found my keys, and she walked me back out to the car, and we talked for a few minutes. But yeah, it was just, oh my gosh. But yeah, it went well. My divorce has been removed as a barrier for my ordination, which I'm not sure if I discussed that in this video or not, but in the denomination that I'm in, if you've had a divorce in your past, that has to be addressed by the district, and you have to explain, why you got divorced, what the circumstances were, how long you were married, what your marriage was like, what were the problems in your marriage, what problems or situations led up to the divorce that happened, that kind of thing. So I had that meeting on Friday afternoon around 3:45 or so, and it went very well. They were very sensitive to what I was going through. They were like, "We're so sorry we have to put you through this. We're so sorry that we have to recall these things, but we need to know." And I answered their questions as best I could, and they had me step out of the room for like a couple minutes, and I was brought back in the room, and they said they unanimously voted that my divorce be removed as a barrier to my ordination, and they will now submit that recommendation to the Board of General Superintendents, who will decide on the issue next time they have their quarterly meeting. So yeah, that's how the divorce was removed as a barrier to my ordination. I got my district license. I had a good time. I feel like I learned a lot at this weekend, this ministry assessment event. There was great teachers and really amazing people, and so yeah, I was thrilled to find out that I'd been approved for my license. But at the moment I was like, where are my keys? I can't find my keys. And it's nice about the license, thank you, but where are my keys? So, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this video put together and get it uploaded for my ministry channel. If you watch this, thank you for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. And if you want to subscribe, God bless you. I'll try and update on here more often. My next class starts on the 19th, I believe, of March. So it'll be starting on March 19th. It's going to be one of the more intensive classes. A lot more is to be required of us, the students, and we'll have probably more difficult assignments to complete and more reading to do, and it's going to be a very intensive class this time. But I feel like I'm ready. So I'm going to go and go, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.